Hi, so this question is number of valid words in a sentence. So a sentence consists lowercase letter A to Z, digit 0 to 9, and hyphen, punctuation mark, these three, and a space. So a token is valid if all three of the following are true. So first thing is that it contains only the lowercase, hyphen, and punctuation, and there's no digit. So even though this is digit, but again, there's no digit. There's at most one hyphen, and it must surrounded by the lowercase character. So like this, and then it cannot be like this, cannot be like this. So there's at most one punctuation mark. So it must be at the end. It must be at the end. So like this, and dot are valid. So punctuation, this is not valid, and this is not valid because there are multiple punctuation. So only one punctuation mark. So example for the valid one are a minus b and then dot, right? Dot has to be a last, right? And yeah, so yeah, that's it. So this is considered punctuation, and hyphen is hyphen. So this is all lowercase, hyphens between characters. Punctuation mark is at the end, and then punctuation mark by itself. So that's pretty straightforward. So in this case, there's no logic. It's pretty straightforward. So I'm sentence, and I shrink by the space. Okay, so I'm calculate how many valid word, right? So I initialize list equal to 0, return result, and then I traversing my split. So if is valid for the string, I increment my count. So I'm going to say public boolean is valid string, and then I just say string. So in hyphen, I'm calculating the hyphen outside. So I'm traversing every single word. So imagine just only single word. So for in I equal to 0, I less than string.length, I plus plus. So if the character is digit, so C has to be what? Char C has to be string.chart at I. If this is digit, it's return false. You cannot have digit, only lowercase. So if character is letter, then you don't need to worry about it. Just continue. So let's look at the hyphen. Hyphen. So if C equal to hyphen, and else if C equal to punctuation, and then everything else just return false. Just return false. So at the end, I need to return true, right? So it has to be at least. So let's think about hyphen. So if I see a hyphen, immediately I need to increment a counter for this. And then if hyphen is greater than 1, which is at least equal to 2, you want to return false. And the hyphen can only be what? Between the two character, right? So it cannot be a first. So I minus 1 less than 0. If I equal to 0 and your hyphen is first one, 0 minus 1 is less than 0, you return false. And, or the hyphen, the character beforehand, character before hyphen is not a lowercase letter, so character is lowercase, and then s string.chart at I minus 1 is not a lowercase, right? And or, right? It cannot be a last, so it has to be I plus 1 equal to string.length. You will return false. And it will be the same thing for this to here. Okay. So it has to be I plus 1, right? So everything, I mean, this will be the condition invalidate the hyphen, right? And then punctuation would be what? At most one punctuation. And if it must be at the end. So it must be at the end. That being said, if the I plus 1 does not equal to the last, I return false. Everything, if that's the last one, then you ignore it technically. If that's the first one in the string, you'll return false. So this will be it. So should be good. Alright, so for the time and space, this is for the space. You need to store every single string. Like the space will be, only few, but again, space stored in every single string will be all of n. This will be all of n. And every validation for string, each word will be by itself. But if you expand everything, so if you expand, so this will be the string, right? And then you are just cutting the word piece by piece. So technically, this whole thing combination is all of them. So this will be it. And yeah, I don't feel it's going to be a difficult one. So, see you later. Bye.